This is 24 News Brief, brought to you by Coors Light, the Silver Bullet.
Good evening. It looks like the district of Lago Vista in West Travis County has gotten 4 times bigger. As you can see, residents in Lago Vista and the 3 surrounding districts decided overwhelmingly to incorporate. Residents in Jonestown and Briar Cliff also voted in favor of incorporation tonight. And only one district has turned down the idea of incorporation. Residents in the Pedernales district decided that the cost of road repairs would be too high. What kind of transportation system will ease traffic congestion and encourage Austinites to forsake their cars and take the bus instead? A Citizens Advisory Committee for the Austin Area Rapid Transit Authority was seeking answers to those questions earlier today. Consultants presented several options. One obvious alternative is to do nothing, to leave the system about the same as it is. Or we could simply add more routes and buses reaching farther out into the community. And there are other high-dollar proposals like constructing express lanes for buses and vans and building a network for light rail trains. Later on this year, there will be public hearings on these proposals, followed by an election to establish a tax base for the Rapid Transit Authority. Residents in the area surrounding Robert Mueller Airport are upset tonight over questions of airport expansion. Members of the Windsor Park Neighborhood Association met with City Council member Mark Rose to voice their concerns about the airport problems. For some time now, residents in this area have agreed that the airport should be moved to a new location rather than expanding the current facility. But tonight, a new question was raised. What will happen to the land if the airport is moved? Even though it's possible that something less than desirable could replace the airport, Rose convinced the group that they don't need to worry just yet. Rose also said any new development of the Mueller tract of land will be better for the Northeast neighborhood than an expanded airport. Tonight, a state official says the Texas legislature will have to raise taxes next year by $1 billion just to break even. State Controller Bob Bullock says even if the lawmakers don't spend a dime on new services, programs, or personnel next year, they'll still be $1 billion short. And the director of the Legislative Budget Board, James Oliver, says Bullock certainly is not off base. Oliver says that for the state to break even, it could not give any raises, pay any capital costs, or change the 1985 budget for at least 2 years. In Galveston tonight, one problem is going away, but another has already appeared. The good news is that the cleaning process on Galveston beaches is in full swing. In fact, although the island's western beaches look like newly paved road, Galveston's eastern beaches have already been cleared of oil and tar balls. Despite the improvement, Galveston officials have a new problem on their hands. No one wants to go to the beach. Galveston officials say only 70% of the island's hotel rooms are filled. This time of year, they're normally booked solid. And officials say drive traffic from nearby Houston is down by 50%. As a result, the Galveston Park Board will spend $25,000 starting Monday on more than 100 radio spots in the Houston area. The spots offer discount rates at tourist attractions to anyone renting a hotel room on the island. And when we come back, Troy Kimmel with today's and tomorrow's weather. So stay with us.
When I finish work, I can't wait to see what develops.
Turn it loose, turn it loose, turn it loose tonight. Coors Light, Coors Light, turn it loose tonight. Don't hold back, turn it loose tonight. Hey, beer after beer when you're moving around. Coors Light is the one that won't slow you down. Coors Light, don't slow down. Turn it loose, turn it loose.
Well, a fairly windy evening in Austin tonight. Currently, we have a partly cloudy sky, and the current temperature under that, well, actually mostly cloudy, we're calling it 81 degrees on the temperature. The dew point 66 degrees, the humidity at 59%. Look at those winds out of the northeast at 18. The pressure now is rising at 29.95 inches. Well, a quick look at the national map this evening. We have a front which is expected tomorrow to be washed out in portions of north central Texas. Thunderstorms along that front this afternoon, though, produced a gust front, and that's why we had the very windy conditions out of the north here in Austin this evening. The showers dissipated. As it dissipated, the cooler air flowed down out from underneath them, and that is what we got here in the Austin area a little bit earlier this evening. Here's the forecast for Austin as we see it now. Partly cloudy. A few late afternoon thunderstorms for tomorrow. It'll be continued hot with a low tonight of around 75 degrees. The high tomorrow up to about 96 degrees. So another hot day coming up. Judy?
Thank you, Troy. That's the news at this hour. We will have a complete newscast with weather and sports in about an hour. And now back to ABC and coverage of the 23rd Olympiad.
From the capital of Texas, this is 24.